Hey there, Internet! Merry Christmas! Today is, in fact, Christmas, and now that I'm done with the gift giving and the family and that kind of stuff, I'm back home, obviously not in the game room, I'm in my living room. I decided maybe I'd show off a Christmas present I got myself and play a game and it'll be a thing. So here we go! Oh look! A sword. Alright, this time around the game I'm playing is Dorke Ymp. At least I assume that's how it's pronounced, I'm not really sure. It's a Super Nintendo game made long after the life of the Super Nintendo was over by a company called Pico Interactive. That's them there. Just a brief history of them. Pico Interactive, they don't necessarily develop their own games, at least not most of the time. What they instead do is buy out old games that either were published only overseas or were partially finished and then never launched. And they'll then either localize and maybe apply a couple bug fixes to the foreign games, or they'll finish development on the stuff that was in production. So they give us brand new games for lots of retro consoles like the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Nintendo, Game Boy, etc. But they don't have to do all the development and create a brand new game. So it's kind of best of both worlds, both for us and them. But that's enough about them. Let's get into this game. I hate rabbits. Well, don't we all? All they do is sit around looking cuddly while I get the child. I can't really read that. That's shit text. I mean, it could be because of the big screen stretches it out, but just blech. Anywho, while that's playing and doing its thing, I don't really care. The moral of the story here is Dorke Ymp are sent on a quest to destroy their path and... That's not grammar, but that's what it says. They're on a quest to destroy their path and acquire magical artifacts for their evil wizard master. Alright, so it sounds like we're the bad guy, and we want to kill good guys. Not the newest thing in the game, certainly been done before, but hey, you know what? I love it. Why not? Let's see what happens. Once the talking ends. I can appreciate wanting to put story in a game. You know, everyone wants a little bit of story with their game, but back in these days when things were older and games were a lot more limited, you didn't need story. Think of Super Mario Brothers. There's no story there. There's nothing. I mean, if you never read the instruction booklet, and most of us didn't, you don't even know what's going on. You just know you have to run to the right, and at the end there happens to be a princess. That's all the story we needed. And being as this does look to be a puzzle platformer thing, kind of like Mario or those other games, that's all we need here too. Alright, so let's get controls out of the way. B jumps. I can stand on trees, that's cool. Y makes my dude spit a little thingy, that's cool. I can hold it for auto fire. X does not a goddamn thing. And A lets me hover? Yes, I can hover. But not very far, and that seems kind of useless, so... Could you hit him, please? Thank you. Shit. Alright, well, the controls are tight enough. A little wonky. Hitting things isn't always the easiest. What the hell's going on? Oh, if you happen to jump next to a ledge, he'll catch it. That's cool, but... sometimes I just want to go. Oh shit. Mistakes were made here. I don't know if I have a life bar, but I think it's just that angry goblin down in the corner. Yep, okay. As you get hit, your little dude in the corner gets angrier. And when he gets really angry, you die. So, for any of you wondering if it's a good idea to shoot a bee's nest with the spitted projectile of your little imp friend, the answer is no, don't do that. Alright, let's see, can I make it over that ledge? Yes, I can. I want to go down. Do I trust that sign? Oh, alright. Guy shot me through a wall, that's kind of shitty. I open this? I don't. Oh, select. When you catch a ledge, you can't then drop off or jump or do anything. You have to climb up onto it, which unfortunately takes a while. So keep that in mind, because it will bother you immensely. Also, the jump controls are not as precise as you'd like. Like, jumping out and then back over is not... I guess theoretically you could. It does appear I can control his jumps, but... ugh, what a nightmare. Also, you have no attack yourself, which is odd that he doesn't know how to hit people, like with his hands. So pretty odd as far as attacking controls do. Everything is ranged only. Also, it doesn't appear to let you jump when you're at the edge of something. You want to start your jump early on, because as you get close to the edge and try to jump, you'll just fall. Okay, that's a weird-looking nerd there. Yep, that's a guy. Just gonna let that one go. We don't really need him, I don't think. Fuck that bird. Alright, kill the bird and the squirrel. Fuck wildlife. Alright, that's one time I didn't want to go down. Also gives you a long time to give you a game over when you fall in a pit. Okay, well, another new hint for those of you wanting to play this on your own. There doesn't appear to be any checkpoints, so if you die, you're starting the level over. Just keep that in mind. Although, you do keep your coins when you die, and I noticed earlier you also keep your keys. So, if you do die, at least you won't lose your inventory. That's kind of a blessing, I guess. Yeah, there's that jumping thing I was talking about. What, bird? Do something. Is that squirrel wearing sunglasses? That's a badass squirrel. Alright. Well, I know not to go down there now. So let's try going up here. You pathetic jumping piece of motherfucker. Like I said, the jump controls here do leave a lot to be desired. You have very little control over your jumps, and bad things will happen. Yep. Also, when you die, it takes a long time to actually kill you. It just scrolls through the little netherworld there for quite a bit. Alright, now I'm going to remember that... You motherfucker. Remember that he was there and he still hit me. I still haven't figured out the usefulness of this hair tug thing. Like, he grabs your hat and pulls you up, but how does that help me? Like, when will I ever need that? Oh! So as long as you hold it, you'll keep going, and he drifts slowly down. I guess I've been letting go. Maybe not, I don't really know what the issue is here. I know that bird's a dickhole. Alright. Nope. Probably should have actually jumped. But whatever. This is gonna end badly. Yes. There. Alright, choke out the little goblin. Fuck him. Up? How am I gonna go up? Is there another tree to climb? Nope. Alright, well, up is not an option. So... Anything else for me? Nope. Down is death. Alright. I think you've seen enough. Mostly because I'm terrible at this. So I'm going to move on to the next game. Let's do that. Alright, so the next game is one called Mazezam Challenge. As you can see by the thumbnail here on the screen, it's just a lovely black screen. That's because this cartridge here does not appear to work. Real quick update, I actually just contacted Pico Interactive via email about the whole this game not working thing, and they actually got back to me within minutes on Christmas Day to ask questions about the game, what was wrong with it, and to try and work to figure it out. So we haven't sorted it out yet. I'm still going back and forth with them, but just major props for them being that responsive on a holiday. So while I may have gotten a broken game, apparently they're going to fix it immediately, which is amazing. So don't let this be a bad takeaway of the company at all. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled rant. I have actually attempted trying to clean both this and the system, which was just working a second ago with Dorke Ymp, so we know the system works fine. I've cleaned the pins on this. They are probably the cleanest of any of my games right now, and still it doesn't appear to want to play. So I guess we're not going to talk about this game. Sorry. But that aside, Pico Interactive, despite selling dysfunctional hardware, is actually kind of cool. If you go to the site, they just recently released like a dozen or so new games for a myriad of consoles that I already mentioned earlier, and I'm not going to list off again. So if you're a retro collector like me, I recommend checking them out. And if you aren't a retro collector and you don't want to get new games for your old consoles, A, why the hell are you watching this channel? Because that's pretty much the thing I talk about most. And B, I don't know, fuck off. Alright, also in the spirit of Christmas and gift giving, I have a Loot Crate subscription, and in this last one received a Halo 5 Guardians Supply Rec Pack code unlocky thingy. It's this code right down here under my fingers that you can't see because I'm not that dumb. I'm not a big shooter fan. I think I've made that clear abundantly. So, I'm going to give this to one of you. If you want it, just leave a comment down there in the commenting section here on YouTube, and let's say New Year's Day. I'll pick a winner, PM you the code, and it'll be yours. I probably won't announce the winner this time in a follow-up video, or if I do, it'll just be a short one. Only because, as I mentioned before, I'm taking January off. I've got a lot of semi-big videos planned for the next season, if you want to call it that. I'm going to try to get back into more like the skits and the things I did earlier on. I've got some really fun and interesting new games that have come out that I'm going to show you, ones that you've probably never seen or heard of. I'm building a MAME cabinet, which is going to be a really fun video. Just a lot of stuff going on that's going to be really cool. So you can still find me over at Gamer Assault Weekly. Like I said, I'm taking January off, but then you'll see a lot of videos here. Aside from my reviews, which I'm still going to do every other week, I'm also going to try and do shorter, like, snippet videos, just whenever there's cool news or updates out in the gaming world that I feel I need to talk about. So stay tuned for lots of cool stuff, and leave a comment if you want to win a thing for Halo that does a thing. And other than that, Merry Christmas!